So trigger warning, in this video I am going to talk about myself pre-transition when I struggled with an eating disorder. It's not a sad video though, it's a lighthearted one. So as a lot of you know, I struggled with a really bad eating disorder before I started to medically transition. This was a long time ago. I entered recovery for it. It was a long process. It was not fun. I do not mean to make light out of the situation. It's just some stuff in my life I have to look back and laugh because that's how you get through. So during this time, obviously, it kind of goes hand in hand. I developed really severe body dysmorphia. Now, body dysmorphia is very different than gender dysphoria. I just want to make that clear. Somebody recently asked me if I thought that my gender dysphoria was really prevalent when I was pregnant. And I did a video on how no, I really don't think it was because I had a lot of other problems going on, but body dysmorphia is very different, and man, did I have that. But when I got pregnant, right, it really started to kick in, and like I said, I don't mean to laugh and make light of the situation, but looking back, I'm like, oh my god, I must have sounded so dumb. I remember being literally 6, 7 months pregnant, right? I mean, I had a beach ball looking stomach, right? It was just screamingly obvious that I was pregnant. And I was always terrified. I always remember saying to my son's father, are you sure that you can tell I'm pregnant in this outfit? It doesn't look like I just drank a 40. We were in the grocery store once, okay? And some guy, an older guy, came up to me and was like, oh my god, how far along are you? And I was like, thank you so much. Because I was so glad he noticed that I was pregnant, because that meant that when people looked at me, they saw somebody who was pregnant and not somebody who was overweight or bloated. Not that either of those two things are bad. I'm overweight now. I'm pretty bloated most of the time now. Getting better though since I got my liver in check. It's wild how our brains can completely... Life is wild. I mean, this dude is probably thinking I'm overjoyed over the hills on cloud 9 because he's congratulating me on my pregnancy as a nice guy. But really, I didn't give a shit. He was happy for me. I was like, oh my god, you noticed? You noticed? Listen, I love my kid, but I tell it like it is. That whole pregnancy, I was petrified. People just thought I went on a bender.